One of the least favourite tasks for a model railway operator is the routine cleaning of the track. And in a garden or other outdoor setting, this is even more challenging. Hi, I'm Warren Brand, and in this video I'll show how I tackle the never-ending issue of leaves on the line. For garden railway operators, especially those who rely on a current supply through the tracks, it's not just leaves on the line which cause the trouble, it's any kind of grime or dirt that affects conductivity and electrical pickup from the rails. Obviously, on full-size lines, the issue is not specifically loss of power pickup from the rails. The leaves on the line catchphrase has been used widely in the press, and this seems to make fun of rail operators in the autumn or fall, when the leaves dropping from the trees near the lines causes havoc to train drivers. Fallen leaves on the rails get crushed down to form hard deposits, and this reduces grip of the wheels and limits the driving push and the braking ability of the trains. In the autumn, I have masses of leaves to deal with as they fall from the big trees all around. For the winter's heavy fall of leaves, I use a petrol leaf blower, and usually in the springtime after the build-up of grime during the winter, I use a petrol jet washer. More of these toys at another time. All the track laid around the Linleys Garden Railway is nickel-silver Pico-Track, which is extremely durable. Most of the track has been left outside for over 10 years, and although it looks well weathered and the surface of the track is just dark and grimy, it's not rusty or corroded. On the layout, all motive current is taken from the track, so good conductive contact between the rails and the wheels is very important. For dealing with trackside clearing, I have a set of tools which I keep together in a track cleaning grab bag. For light tidy-ups, I use a standard hand brush with a dustpan. This works quite well to brush up the loose bits along the trackbed. To protect my knees, I have a pair of padded knee pads so I can crawl around on my hands and knees. For snipping back the overgrown greenery, I use a combination of an old pair of scissors and garden snippers. Sometimes I need to scrub a little bit harder to remove stubborn grime, so I either use an old washing up brush or a fine brass brush. For the tops of the rails, I use an old dish grinding disc flat down on the rails for regular railhead cleaning. It does sound a bit drastic, but I'll show you how I use it. These scrubbing pads are the knockout centres of larger industrial scrubbing pads, and I like these for scrubbing over with a mild detergent. I have a wire stick which I use to clear bits away in points and other little gaps. I also have some 80 grit glass paper on a block for dealing with some of the stubborn bits of grime. I also keep some paper towels in the bag to wipe over the rails if I want them to dry quickly. I use some thin examination gloves as well to protect my fingers. Knee pads on first. They look good, don't they? So first off, I start somewhere along the line and begin working in one direction. Firstly, I sweep and pick up the main bits by hand and try to get the trackbed clear of most of the leaves, twigs and garden bits. I just brush along and pick up the bits with the dustpan as I go. Some bits I just pick up by hand. With the larger scale of this track, I'm not bothered about picking up all the bits. Some leaves stay okay between the rails. I just pick up the bulk and check that there are no lumps, stones, twigs or larger leaf stems which could cause a derailment. Another issue is the ingress of shoots and plants from the sides of the trackway, either covering the tracks and potentially causing a derailment, or just encroaching into the running way and banging against the trains as they travel through. I use a combination of ordinary stout scissors and secateurs snips to deal with these bits. It's an easy job if done regularly. Some shoots are quick to grow out across the track in this area, so I always give it a check before running trains. I've not trimmed this section back for some weeks, so there's more than usual to tidy up. I then continue to work on with the grinding disc, lightly rubbing the surface of the railheads to get a shiny surface showing. I don't apply much pressure, but work along the rails, pushing down a bit more when needed. I used to worry about the grinding effect of this and that I would wear away the rails too much. I have been doing this for years and found no noticeable change in the rail height, so I'm not worried about pushing down a bit harder to remove the stubborn patches of grime. I hold the grinding disc using the hole in the middle so it doesn't keep slipping out of my fingers. I use the disc with the flat side down so it glides over the points and the track pieces without any bumps. I just keep working forward on my hands and knees, bit by bit. If I just need to do a light clean, I glide the grinding disc over the rails using a long stick whilst walking around the lines. It takes some practice, as there's always the tendency for the disc to slip off to the side. Sometimes the trackbed area just gets a bit grimy, and in any case, after cleaning the railheads, there's often some dirt and dust still around. Next, I use a scrubbing pad soaked with a little eco-friendly detergent solution. I use the eco type of washing up liquid, as that seems to work well most of the time. I've used several commercial cleaners in the past. There are many on the market, but I haven't found them any better than a light detergent wipe over with the pad. A garden railroader in Canada uses lemon juice to keep his track work clear, and I found that to be an excellent method too. That's a good suggestion there from the Backyard Railroader. I've put a link to his channel in the description below. Before the detergent solution can dry on the rails, I wipe over the rails again with some paper towels. I use some hand drying papers for that usually. Whilst you've been watching this video, you may have thought about your own techniques and methods of cleaning track work. If you have any suggestions, I would love to hear from you, as if there's an easier way to do it, I'd give it a go. Please add any ideas or suggestions in the comment box below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye for now.